Hello everyone, this is Kaiden from Kaidengaming, and today I will be bringing you a tutorial on how to brawl. Now, for those of you who keep up with my channel consistently, you will have noticed that I had quite a long, I wouldn't say argument, I'd really say discussion with one of my fans, or maybe not a fan, I don't really know if he likes my videos or not, but I had quite a long discussion about brawling with this other person. And after that discussion, I kind of thought, a lot of people don't seem to understand how to brawl. I mean, that guy seemed to have a decent understanding from it, from what he said. I'm not really sure because I haven't seen him play, but from what he said, he seemed to have a decent understanding of it. But not everyone does. So, since I said ages ago that I'd try to do a newbie tutorial and never got around to it, I decided this would be the perfect way to do that. I mean, making a newbie tutorial for me was just too large a project, really. There were just too many things to talk about. I couldn't really think about what to say in that, and what to teach first. So yeah, I'll just be focusing on teaching you guys brawling in this video. This was also inspired by another comment, which whenever I was just sort of talking about something, I was playing my death barrel, and I did pretty decently. Not a good game at all. It was actually a really bad game for me, but apparently he thought it was a good game. I had a decent game when I was playing my death barrel, and it was on a smaller map. He said, I'd like to see you do this on a larger map, and, well, even though that's ignoring the fact that I have actually done that on larger maps, and I've uploaded those videos, our SRM's underpowered. I believe one of those matches was on Alpine, if I'm remembering correctly, or was it Timerline? I don't really remember, but yeah, regardless. As you can see, I'm sort of just sitting back, not really going forward. A lot of... Oh, they're talking about StarCraft. I was actually just laddering on StarCraft. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. But yeah, a lot of people seem to think in their brawler they gotta go forward and do something. You really don't. You could just sort of sit back, watch the sniper battle. Yeah, it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but if you want to do well, most of the time you really just have to wait. Because in these sniper battles, if you go forward without your team, you're gonna be dead. So yeah, you're going to see me doing a lot of waiting. Brawling is all about finding the right time to go forward, being in the right place at the right time. If you get to the right place at the right time, even with SRMs being infinitely weaker, them being weaker doesn't actually stop you from using them. It just makes you have to be more cautious. So yeah, if you're more cautious, you can still brawl quite effectively. You see, I have my dragon buddy going ahead of me. He would go on even if I wasn't following, so I have to follow him or else I'll hurt my team by letting him go. I wouldn't normally push forward at this time, but, well, I'm going to follow him. Another reason I'm following him is because if there's a trap, if we suddenly run out and then there's the entire enemy team, well, he's going to be the one to die first, so I won't waste myself. I can move forward without hazarding myself at all, and I can support him in the event something happens. So yeah, you really have to think. As a brawler, you have to work with your team. You cannot solo. Brawler mechs are not solo. If you want to play solo, play a sniper. You just sort of sit back and shoot people. As a brawler, it's all about teamwork, positioning, and a little bit about twitch shooting, but really, you can actually have the reflexes of, well, I would say a 5-year-old, but some 5-year-olds have really fast reflexes. You could have the reflexes of a 50-year-old, and you could still brawl effectively if you can just think. Of course, since I actually like to think I have fairly fast reflexes, I can snipe quite effectively. I'm not completely certain about that. It seems like they're actually base capping us, so let me move on forward. I'm not sure if I'll actually be there in time. It looks like we have some friends in position. They'll probably deal with that. Now, if I really wanted to win, I would have, when I was back here, gone towards their base, but, I mean, I'm sort of just playing this to try to get into the brawl. Okay, I wouldn't normally be going right forward like this, but you can see they're all facing my teammates, so I have this boulder right in the way. They can't easily shoot me. I can easily get right up to them and get right into the middle of the fighting. I'm going to tear right through the armor on this Cataphractii. I haven't taken out of an enemy's critical system, so I fire again. I'm firing yet again. I'm going to try to finish him off with a missile barrage. I missed, apparently, and didn't quite finish him. So I'm going to go try to take out this guy. He's almost lost most of his torso, so I'm going to try to focus that damage point. My friend appears he's taken that out, so as he drops down, I'm going to drop my missiles into a CT. Now, I didn't fire at him when he was up in the air because if I had fired, I probably would have just hit his legs. I see my heat's a little high, and I got this guy trying to aim for my right torso. I'm going to angle my left torso towards him, get around him, unload into his... I'm not actually really sure where I hit there, but whatever it did, it hurt him. I'm trying to get behind him so I can get where he has no armor. Actually, is he facing me? I'm not really sure. The Highlander has a weird model, so I can't really be sure whether he's facing me. I think I'm behind him, so I am going to try to keep him away from my right torso because that's heavily damaged. He lost a leg due to my teammate, and apparently my teammates finished him. So I see another target here. I'm going to go around and attack him. Granted, I didn't do all that much that game. That was mostly my teammates, but you can see if I had gone forward there, I probably would have died, and I wouldn't have been in position to do what I did. Yes, my teammates are great this game, so yeah, I can hardly say much, but yeah, that's a little bit of how you brawl. So yeah, we'll put me up another game. Hopefully I'll get a worse team. Funny when you wish for a worse team, and yeah, we'll see how I do. I'll probably put, I don't know how many games in this video, probably 3, and then I'll make it into a second part if this series does well. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that, and I'll see you all in the next game. Alright, game 2. Now, I just thought of something in between this game and the last, which I forgot to cover in the last game. Yes, this tutorial is kind of okay if you know what I'm talking about, but I really haven't covered a few things which a new player would be like, what is he talking about? So, whenever I was in the middle of that brawl, whenever I got my right torso heavily damaged, the reason I angled my left torso towards them was because I still had all the armor on my left torso. Bear with me, those of you who actually know what torso twisting is, because you're probably going to think, oh, why are you even talking about this? We already know. But I don't know who's going to be watching this. Some of you might not actually know how to torso twist. Torso twisting is an essential skill for any even half-decent brawler. Basically, the idea is whenever one side of your mech gets damaged, you try to twist your torso with the mouse without changing your leg positioning, or sometimes even with changing your leg positioning, depending on how much you have to twist, to keep your mech from getting destroyed. In addition to that, you want to target your enemy. You would be surprised at how many new players actually don't target. Whenever I first started, I thought targeting was useless because it was so easy to hit without targeting anyway. But I didn't realize, oh, dread, I'm actually really caught out here. I should probably go back into cover. Yeah, if you don't torso twist, you will actually die really, really fast. I mean, whenever I see an enemy mech which doesn't torso twist, I can kill them in maybe 3 volleys, maybe 4, even after the nerf. A good mech which torso twists can make me waste tons and tons and tons of ammo, and time. The more time and ammo you make your opponent waste, the less likely you are to be killed. I mean, right now my rear is damaged. I'm going to try to twist away. This hunchback seems to have overextended himself moving into me. I'm going to walk up to him and see if I can get another nice shot into his CT. Appeared to get it. I almost took out his main weapons platform, so I'm going to shoot him again and fully unload. Now he's dead and I can move on to the next target. A lot of players actually walk away from their target before their target's properly... Oh, I'm getting shot in the back. A lot of players actually walk away from their target before their target is properly dead. That's sometimes a good thing because you don't want to be playing the game of Chase the Jenner where your entire team endlessly chases a Jenner, and you know, while they're chasing it, they're taking shots and then they die. Now, while you don't want to play that game, if you remember, whenever you move away and stop shooting at one opponent, well, that gives that opponent time to deal damage, and you'll be shooting new healed opponents. Now, maybe that's a little bit confusing. Maybe I'm not explaining that well. It's a little bit hard to explain while I'm in the middle of a fight, and I'm actually kind of caught out here without my friends. As I did mention in the beginning, working with your team is highly, highly, highly important. If you're caught out as a brawler, you're a dead brawler, basically. Now that Raven's legs are almost taken out, my friend Hunchback's probably going to finish him off. No, he apparently decided it wasn't important to finish. I just finished off that guy's legs, and now I'm going to move on. I'm going to try to take out this misery. No, I can't do it. I'm going to die. I'm going to die if this misery is even half decent. Let me try to twist my right side to this misery. Hopefully this misery will unload on my right side. Nah, he got me. So yeah, again, I didn't play that one out too great, but you can see, I mean, I helped my team out a little bit. If my entire team hadn't gone into the water, this might have worked out better. Sometimes you just get bad teams when you're pugging, but you just make the best of it and do what you can. I mean, if we had had TeamSpeak, I could have told them, don't go into the water. What are you doing sitting there? Come on, help me. And we probably would have done a lot better. But all the same, I did okay. one thing I did hate was those light mechs constantly buzzing around me. That really hurt me out. Without those light mechs, I could have focused more of my firepower on the heavier mechs and would have done a lot better. That's how you should play light mechs. Oh, hey, the Misery actually headshotted this guy, or whoever headshotted him. That's pretty good. That's how you should play your games out. Don't attempt to kill things with light mechs. Well, I mean, you can kill them if you think you can, but mostly you're there to distract, buzz around, you know, all around be annoying. It looks like my team's going to actually get taken out right now because they're not playing this out very well. Let me check and see what the rest of my team is geared with. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, never, ever, ever, ever use LRMs until they buff them, because frankly right now LRMs are basically worthless. It's a little bit like if somebody turns on a fan. You shoot LRMs and you're basically just giving them a fan in hot weather. You're carrying weapons which also use night vision or heat vision. It's a lot harder to see without those. H for heat vision, N for night vision. Yeah, if you have LRMs, you're basically giving your opponents a nice little fan in a burning hot summer. They're going to thank you for it, or maybe they won't because they're pains, but it's really going to help them out. It's not going to hinder them at all. LRMs are basically worthless. You see that guy just launched 2 LRM-10s. That Misery isn't even going to get scratched by them. It doesn't even scratch his paint job. Forget damaging him. And this Heavy Metal's pretty newbie. He's basically letting the Misery get all the shots on him. What he really should do is attempt to get in position where the Misery can't shoot him. He should go right now. The Misery's going to pop out, and he's going to unload into him, and this Highlander's probably going to die after either this shot or the next shot. Yeah, the next shot, apparently. Unless the Misery misses, then it actually might be a little longer than that. I will say I'm actually pretty interested in that Misery build. It's kind of neat, with the AC-2 to pound them, and then the triple ERPPCs to finish them. It's kind of a neat build. But yeah, this Highlander, you can see, you never want to be standing still. Never, ever, ever. You may think, oh, I'm an assault mech, I'm really slow. And also, he had an XL engine. Why was he standing still with an XL engine? The whole point of an XL engine is to be faster, or to have more weaponry. Either way, you don't want to be standing still, because it sort of wastes a lot of your potential, because it doesn't increase your armor. So yeah, we sort of got rolled, but hey, I did a decent amount of damage. But more than damage, I actually distracted the enemy team, which would have been good if my team had been decent, because I had 4 mechs kind of shooting at me and around me at the time. If my team had have actually been decent and gone in, we could have taken advantage of that and done pretty decently. But yeah, this is GG. It looks like we were actually down a mech. No, we weren't down a mech at the start. He's just sort of sitting around here. You know, I've had mixed feelings about Artemix. I mean, in one way, it's kind of a good thing. In another, it feels like a waste of tonnage, so I'm not really sure. I mean, Artemix on LRMs, maybe. Artemix on SRMs, I don't know about that one. I really don't. That spider has just been staying alive and just sort of pestering our team pretty much all game. He's actually been playing it out really decently. The spiders are very, very bad mech, but this guy's playstyle has actually not been too bad. He won't have the highest damage, but unlike what a lot of people seem to think, damage is not everything in this game. You can make low damage and really help out your team, and you can make high damage and lead to your team's demise. I mean, if you top 1,000 damage and that's all enemy damage and you hit critical systems, you're usually going to help out your team, but sometimes you can make 200 damage and help your team more than 1,000 damage if you allow somebody else to make 1,000 damage through your sacrifice. So yeah, maybe I was a little long-winded this game. We'll see if I can get a good team next game, which isn't too good. Yes, I'm wishing for a perfect balance. Not too good a team so they steal all the kills, but a good enough team so I don't end up fighting 4 versus 1. Because I don't care how good you are, you're not going to be doing a good 4 versus 1. Pretty much ever. Yeah, this guy's dead. This Misery's going to kill him on his next shot. Oh, huh. Why didn't he... Oh, there. Alright, so maybe I'm not explaining how to brawl in the best way possible, but those of you who are more sharp-eyed might be seeing a few things I'm doing which allow me to stay alive longer. Yes, I haven't been positioned perfectly every game, but trust me, if a worse player had been playing, they would not have gotten 2 kills, 2 assists, and 400 damage in that scenario with 4 mechs on them. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that, and we'll see about putting one more game in this part, and I'll try to cover a few more things which I have in mind. And then, if this does well, I will make more of these, and potentially even make one for the Jaeger mech. And actually, I might just do it regardless if it does well or not. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I'll see you all next time. Tarmaline Desert, or however you pronounce it, I'm not really sure. You just know I'm in tryhard mode right now because I want to do well, particularly because this is a very large map. I'm going to try to top like 800 damage. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. I do hope PGI buffs missiles, not because missiles are unusable. I mean, I've been making multiple kills each of those games. Well, one of them was sort of a roll because of my team, so I can't really take credit for that. But the second one, I had a lot of mechs on me, and I still did pretty decently. But the reason I want missiles to be buffed is not because they're unusable, but because it's harder to use them than it is to use PPCs. I mean, with PPCs, I consistently top 800 damage. With SRMs, I still consistently top 800 damage whenever I get decent games, but I actually have to play quite heavily to do that. What I mean by play heavily is actually focus. I can just sort of, play around, do whatever I want with PPCs, even just as long as I just don't run into the whole enemy team. I'm probably gonna top 800 damage. I mean, it's no problem at all. Now with SRMs, I actually have to sort of, focus. I have to play strategically, that sort of thing. And frankly, in my opinion, SRMs take a lot more thinking power than PPCs. I mean, PPCs you just sort of set up and then quick shoot. Some people will argue, some won't, but I think SRMs and other brawling tactics take the most skill and the most thinking. PPCs are sort of just mindless. You just shoot whenever you see something. Well, actually, I take that back. They're not entirely mindless. You still have to, sort of position yourself correctly to where you can shoot without getting shot at, but I don't know. I prefer SRMs. I stick by it. Maybe people will argue, but that's my view, and I'm sticking to it. But yeah, for those who don't know, whenever you have a lot of SRMs on a mech with what are they called? Missile bay doors, like the Stalker, the Catapult. You want to hit the, I'm not sure what it is called. I think it's the slash key. Whatever the thing is below the question mark, I think that's the slash key. You want to hit that to open your missile bay doors. Missile bay doors are really bad. I don't know why. Ooh. I don't even know why PGI has them in. They're a huge detriment because they make your missiles fire in 2 volleys instead of 1, which basically means it's really going to be hard to hit. So yeah, it seems like the enemy, from what my teammate's saying, has set up and they're sort of bunkered in with snipers. So I'm going to try to stick near my ECM Atlas. While ECM doesn't really stop snipers, it sort of helps out. Looks like that light mech's going to be headed towards our base. I'm going to move in to try to intercept him. I don't think I'm going to manage it, but we'll see. Wow, actually, it looks like their team's pretty fragmented. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe this might be another roll. That'll be a pain. What do you guys think about me not cutting games, even when I do really badly or when my team rolls? Because I just hate cutting out games from whenever I'm casting. Unless, my recording software crashes. I mean, not that it's hard to cast. I mean, I could cast like 10 games in a day, although my voice would actually die, but the main reason I like to cut out games is, well, I mean, not like to cut out games. The main reason I don't like to cut out games is because it just feels like it's kind of cheap. If I'm just showing the games I win, then it's not showing how to play, how effective I am versus other players. I mean, it just sort of makes me look really good. I know some commentators basically just cut all their bad games and only show their good games. I think that's just kind of, it feels like cheating, essentially. I mean, I play video games for fun. I want a challenge. I want to show you when I lose, especially when I lose to a good team. I want to show you how to learn from that other team which beat me. I mean, if a team beats me, when it's not just my team failing. Like, if a team went up against me, Link, DG, Kath, our entire team, with, say, like, some other people I tend to play with, if they went up against us in an 8-man, like, and maybe 1 or 2 other players, because I don't actually know enough people to make up an 8-man, if they actually went and beat us all, I'd be shocked. I'd want to show that game, These people actually beat some of the best mech warriors I know. And I'd be like, whoa. Actually, DG is not a good mech warrior, but, don't tell him I said that. He's probably going to watch this later and scream at me, but yeah, he's not a good mech warrior. Neither is Kath. Just saying, Kath, if you're watching this, you're not a good mech warrior. But yeah, like Link, me, and I think there's like one other guy I used to play with for a while who's pretty decent. Although I haven't played with him in a while. But yeah, if somebody went up and beat all of us, you know, and a few other good players to fully make him an 8-man, I'd be shocked. I'd want to cast that game. I'd be like, hey guys, look at this. You know, you should really learn from this team. This is an amazing team. Maybe I've been actually rattling on about this for too long. Let me actually get back to the moment at hand. You see, I saw my team was going up against this Cataphat. I'm going to go at this Cataphat in an angle. You almost always want to go at an angle. Why am I getting right in front of this Cataphat? Because I don't know the state of my friends, and I want to block whatever shots which might be going at my friends. Because, frankly, a sniper's health, most situations, is more valuable than a brawler's health. Since I'm playing as a brawler, if I can block shots, that's usually a good thing. Now, obviously, I don't want to go in and just, you know, die, but I didn't know if my friends were getting heavily pounded by him, so I sort of just went in, face-hugged him, to keep him from pounding my friends. That's why I deliberately got in front of him instead of trying to evade all his shots. I'm just going to see if I can poke at that guy with my lasers. I'm going to get right up to him. You never want to fire, or almost never want to fire your SRMs further than 100 meters, by the way. Usually they will not hit. At about 100 meters, you can usually get an effective hit, but not always. It really depends on the angle and stuff. And also, whenever you're firing SRMs, you need to learn to lead slightly. Not too much, just lead a little bit, and it'll really help out your performance. Like, let me try to shoot this, that guy. You see, I led him by a little bit. Granted, that was actually mostly a miss. That wasn't a great shot, but a lot of people completely cannot hit light mechs with SRMs. Some people go so far as to say light mechs completely hard counter SRMs, which is not true at all. If you know how to shoot, you can own light mechs, and that was a horrible shot right there. But yeah, this, I don't know why this light mech even has 2 PPCs, but okay, well, that was a free kill for me. I do really actually hate rolling players more than I hate getting rolled. I mean, when I have a bad team, I feel, oh, well, if I got a kill or 2, you know, when getting ganked by 4 mechs, I feel like I did pretty well. When I roll because of my team, I feel like, oh, I didn't even do well. It was just my team, you know. Frankly, I like being really high in the ELO. I'm pretty sure my ELO is very good because I play against, like, Mongoose Trueblood. I've played a couple games against him, I believe. Whoa, what happened there? Played a couple games against Mongoose Trueblood. I've played a couple games against, you know, like, I can't remember this other top-tier player's name off the top of my head. But I play against some pretty high-end players. Oh, well, that was stupid of me, shutting down there. I'm going to hit E to cool flush. I'm going to unload on that scent and then die. Why I shot right at that angle where it wasn't a very good angle was because I knew that scent was going to kill me. One important thing is know your mech. Know how much you can actually afford to take. And actually, it looks like my team just got rolled. Well, I thought we were going to win that. I guess we sort of... Well, good job, actually. I'm surprised. That Cataphat and that scent actually really surprised me with those Ravens. That was pretty good. Good game. I thought we had that. Whoa. Whoa, I can't believe they beat us. Well, don't learn how to play a good brawler from me. Learn how to play from them. That Ilian Murno, or however you pronounce that, that was a good game from him. I was just sort of bored, and I was sort of sitting back thinking, oh, we're about to win, and then, whoa, those guys shocked me. Well, this has been part 1 of this Brawler episode. I hope you all enjoyed that, and, well, I guess I'll see you all next time. Should I just talk about what happened there? Nah, I guess you probably don't need me repeating exactly what you saw. You can probably understand it. You're smart, right? So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that, and I'll see you all next time. That was actually a fun match at the end for me.